Now we're live streaming. Good. Can you guys listen me properly? Everyone can listen me? Okay, I have the live chats open. So again, today is class number 4, how to play the violin. I couldn't live stream on YouTube last week, but I will try to download the class from Twitch and post it on YouTube. I'm not promising that I will do that because I do not know how to do that. I don't know if that's possible. So it's just something I want to do. It's not something that necessarily will happen. But at some point I will redo that live stream. And it will be probably much better. So don't worry about that. But just to do a review, we talked about how to have a violin, how to buy a violin or take. Okay, we're back on YouTube. And we're trying to be back on Twitch, but not yet. We're not back yet. So, continuing, last week we talked about the importance of listening the music that we'll play, which pieces we are going to use here, and why. So I talked about the Suzuki methodology and like why I use that, why I think it's a good idea, and why I think it's the better idea to like all the basements of it. So I highly recommend you to go back and watch that. Okay. My God, Twitch is not going. I don't know why. Well, we are live chat on YouTube, and well, so starting this while I try to figure out what's happening with Twitch. If you have any questions, you can ask me, and I will do a Q&A by the end. Okay. Or like I might do it like during the process, depending of how many questions we have and these kind of things. So okay, it's not working on Twitch for some reason. Might just do it on YouTube then. Let's try last time. For some reason my internet doesn't support a lot of things. Okay. Okay, so this week we'll do it on YouTube and not on Twitch. Give me just a second so I can put you guys here, which will be for the live stream. Okay, now we have the tripod, which will be better for lighting and everything else. I'll add this here. Okay, so today we're talking about the bow hold. So after the importance, I hope you guys are already listening to the book 1 of Suzuki. Now I'm going to teach you how to hold the bow of the violin, and I need to say, if you want to learn the viola, the technique of bow hold is exactly the same. So you will just apply that for the bow of the viola. Vida, but I didn't have enough time to buy a violin or a viola yet. What do I do? That's okay. You can learn how to hold a bow on a pen or a pencil or something like that, and then just apply it for the bow when you have the bow. But it's definitely different, especially weight-wise, which will make a huge difference on the pinky, okay? So our pinky is not strong enough to hold the bow because the bow is pretty big, right? and we hold it on this end here, which is also the heaviest end, but all this part here is also a little heavy, so when you hold the bow, all the weight of the bow is on the pinky. We're going to talk about that, but this is going to be something that you need to get used with, and it's like working out. You're not going to have it perfect on the first like weeks, but if you keep looking into that, your pinky is going to be more and more strong up to a time that you can just stay with the bow hold perfectly, and your bow will be like parallel to the floor with no problem. Okay, if I do it with, oops, sorry, if I do it with my left hand, my left hand, yeah. So we hold the bow with the bow hand usually. So even if you're like not uh, right-handed, we use the bow in the right hand, okay? Uh, yeah, so you can see that my pinky is looking kind of weird because I don't have strength on this pinky to hold the bow. And I'm trying really hard to hold it correctly. But this one's just like, oh yeah, it's here, you know? Okay, so how to hold the bow? Let's first use a pencil or a pen to, please don't be, the cat's good. The cat wants to participate in the live stream. Let's use the pen or pencil to learn how to hold the bow, because it's going to be easier, like because of the weight. Okay, this is Nader. He's a really cute cat. He loves people, which is weird for cats. He was like the whole day sleeping on my bed, and now he's on my lap. Like I left for the university, he was there. I came back, he was still there, and now he's here because he wants to be pat. He wants me to pat him while I'm talking to you guys. Anyway, so pen or pencil, I took this one. It is better if you have something that has these little things here to put in like the shirt or something, because this will make like the same, give you the idea of the bow somehow, okay? So how do we hold it? First thing I used to teach, so there is a lot of ways of teaching how to hold a bow, okay? But usually I teach you holding the bow with this clip facing down. Then you're going to put, let me mark it. So hard to mark on my left, I'm right-handed, so this is really difficult. Do you see the black dot there? It's like near to my nail, but not over it. So you're going to place that on the down part of the pencil or pen, in this case the Pilot, and then you're going to slide it towards the right. Okay, this is my right hand, so towards the right until it stops. Okay, if you take the bow to do something like that, when you take the bow, you're going to put that on the wood part. Okay, not the white part, the wooden part. You're going to do this, and it's going to stop right here. Okay, because it has like a little volume here, so it will stop here. Okay, that's the position of the thumb. Okay, now it can be like this, but don't like this. Okay, super important thing about the thumb. Let me grab my pen. My Pilot again, right, Nader, is that your thumb needs to be bent. Okay, you don't want your thumb straight. You definitely don't want this. Okay, you want it slightly bent towards inside. Okay, reason for that, that's how our hand stays naturally. If you relax both your hands beside your body, and you start paying attention to your hand, you will figure out that your hand, like your fingers, don't stay stretched like this. This is not natural to our body. Okay, the natural position is then to be a little bit bent towards the center of the hand. So we just take that and put a bow in the middle of that. That's why we want the thumb a little bit bent, as well as all the other fingers. Okay, so this is a little bent. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm too white there. So not that, this. Okay, little bend. Now comes this finger, the index finger. I like to think of it like that I'm that I'm a chicken, so that I'm like moving my wings up, so that with the thumb here I will move my wing up, my elbow, and if you notice my hand is going to be angled this way, right? So this angle is what I'm going to do in able to touch the side of my finger on the pen, or okay, or in the bowl. So the place that you want to place it. Let's do this again. Nader, you're hurting me with your nails. Ah, he's like with his nails on my leg, and I'm feeling really thin pants, so it's like hurting. But he's so nice. Okay, so this is my index finger from the right hand, and you can see that's like on the side of it between this knuckle and this knuckle, but more near to the knuckle, close to your palm. Okay, so it's the middle one, the middle section of your finger, closer to the knuckle that's near to the palm of your hand. Okay, so thumb, then you lift your elbow and touch that part. Okay, that's it. Now this is already angled in a way that the other fingers are just going to come down. Okay, so the pinky, we need to put exactly the tip of it on the bow. Okay, so it's the very tip near to the nail. Okay, and here starts something that like usually women doesn't like. That is, you cannot have long nails to play the violin, because it's not going to let you play properly. Okay, so this finger here is supposed to be with the tip over the bow. If you have a nail, it's going to push your finger forward, like instead of being like this, it will be like this because of your nail, and then you're not being able to hold the bow. Okay, so you want to make sure that your nails are short, so that your pinky stays like this on the very top, the very tip of the bow. Okay, same thing with the thumb. If your nail is too big, when you place it like this, it's going to make you angle more your hand, which will be bad for your bow positioning. Okay, and the other fingers, depending of like how big is your nails, it might not affect it. But if it's really big, like sometimes when you go to the frog, it might like scratch the violin or something like that, and it will take time for repairing that and a lot of money. So I don't recommend it. And also it would be really weird to just have these 3 fingers with long nails and the other 2 no. And this hand's like quite the opposite. Like these 4 cannot have long nails, and this one, it doesn't really make so much difference, but it's weird to just have 1 long nail on the left hand. It's actually hurting me. It's like, oh, I know you like me. You don't need to nail me because of that. I don't care. So cute. Let me show you. It's like here. Isn't he cute? Mm-hmm. Yeah, stop nailing me. I love how his butt is like up and his neck's down. Anyway, let's come back to a bow hold. Okay, so a little bit more upper. Okay, so knowing that you're going to place the very tip of your finger on the top of the pencil, okay, making sure that the shape of your finger is round, okay, because it's the shape round that's going to hold the weight of the bow. Okay, if you have your finger like this, which very often happens, really often, like it will be harder and more stressful to your hand to hold the bow. So you want to make this so that you have the control, a better control of the weight, and also it's more comfortable to hold because of the shape. Okay, so the shape helps with holding the bow, makes things easier, and also you have space to move here anywhere. Okay, so to any direction. So if you need for some reason, and that happens, to bring the bow or the pencil closer to your palm of your hand, you can do that, like putting it here. If you for some reason need to bring the pencil away from your hand, and that happens a lot, you can do that, right? But if you're holding your bow like that, oh, and also like up and down, like if you're moving up, you can move it up and you can move it down, which is like really similar of out and in, but it's a little different, right? So you can move it like this way and this way, you can move it that way and this way, okay? So it's important to have all those movements, okay? So make sure that your pinky is nice and round over the bow, okay? And then these two fingers here, which the last two ones, they're going to like go in direction of your thumb and kind of cover it, okay? Now it will depend of the shape of your hand, like which finger is going to touch the thumb. Okay, in my case, my middle finger touches the thumb like this, because this is the shape of my hand naturally. Okay, but you might have it a little bit more towards these fingers, the ring finger. So like remember again the class of the body position, and you have like your hands like beside your body. Go to that position, look your hand, and like see where your thumb is touching your fingers, okay, where is natural to touch, and then you're going to know where is more comfortable to place these two fingers related to the thumb, okay? Yeah, so again, thumb here, slide it, then you will open your ring, or you move your elbow upwards to touch the index finger on the bow. Then the tip of your pinky goes over the bow. Important that on the real bow it's on the wood part, not the silver part, okay? And then these two fingers just go down like this, okay? Now if you want to have it in a more comic way, you can think that this is a dog. So you have the dog, this is the mouth of the dog, and these two fingers are the dog's ears. So the dog is coming, and he's like barking, wow, 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 and then he sees a bone, and he's coming to the bone, and he bites the bone a lot. And then when he has the bone, and can you see that my fingers are round and nice? So after he has the bone, he lower his ears to bite the bone because he's happy. So he kind of sleeps. Yeah, so that's a way of like teaching for children. But I think it's also really helpful because it maintains your hand in a really comfortable position, a position that's like really similar to the position that you're normally at. Okay, that's the idea. Another way of thinking of this is like letting your hand beside your body. Again, see class about body position, okay? And then like you're going to see that your hands like this, really similar to this, right? So without moving your hand, you just place the bow there, and you just need to do some few adjustments on the angle of the bow, like if it's like this or like this, and you have the perfect bow hold, okay? Now this is a matter of practicing more and more and more and more. Okay, so when I was learning the violin, I remember I was in high school. I would go to school, and if I needed like to copy something on my notebook that was like not a lot of things to work to copy down, I would hold a pen like this and write it with my fingers like this, which is a great exercise to like giving you mobility with your fingers, because it's really important to like have a lot of movements with this, okay? So as much as you can do, Okay, so this is also very important to have, like maintaining all your fingers exactly the same, and then you just twist your arm. Have you seen that video that like someone takes, let me take this one here, like they do the camera like this, and then they like do 30-60 degrees. They usually hold the camera like this, and then they rotate the arm, and then they have these again. It's the same idea, but you'll be holding a pen or a pencil, and then you just go up and down. Another one important is like moving the pinky down, and then the index finger down, which makes the pinky go up, so like this. Okay, this one is very important, pushing the pen away and bringing it near to your palm, away, pulling the pen, move away, pull the pen. All these exercises are going to give you a lot of mobility, okay, which is really, really important for the violin. And now, like if you're right-handed, this will be easier for you because you have more easiness with this hand. If you're left-handed, don't worry, because the left hand is also very important on violin. Okay, so you're going to have difficulties and easiness on different parts. Now, the bow hold on the bow. So this is the frog of the bow. This part's the frog. Okay. Oh my God, he's naming me. He's naming me. Yeah. So again, we take our thumb, we position it here. Then you're going to put an index finger like this, and then the pinky, then these two fingers over it. Okay. Now again, as I told you, the pinky goes on the wood part, not on the silver part. Okay. Your index finger, oh, something important is like your index finger can be either here or here, depending of the size of your hand, but you don't want to make these two fingers really spread out or like really closed. Okay, these two and these two. These two, the middle finger and the ring finger, they're more close together. The index finger is a little bit more open and the pinky is a little open. Okay, but it's just something like more natural. Okay, don't like hold them like this. In the beginning, you will try to do this because it makes easier to hold the bow, like the weight. Okay, but if you don't want this because you don't have mobility here, okay, it's really hard to like move the bow. But if you do like this, you have a lot of mobility. But on the other hand, you can't hold the bow, so it's going to fall. So make sure that you're in between, in a position that's really comfortable for your hand. Okay, so that's really important. Good. And I would say to you, this is so cute. I will tell you to hold the bow like this, with the tip pointing to the roof, and then you do the bow hold, and you make sure that all your fingers are round, and then you take your hand off and repeat. Because like this, you don't have much weight to hold, so he bited me. So that you can just worry about the shape of your fingers instead of making it strong, okay? And at the beginning, we will have a violin holding the bow here, so it's not going to be heavy for your pinky, so you will have time to develop this strength. Right now, the important part is to get used to having it round, because you will want to make this, okay? So make sure that these knuckles are near to the wood, okay? Well, this was a really short class, but I don't think a bow hold's not such a complicated thing on violin, but it's very difficult at the beginning, and something that the more you practice, the more used to it you get, up to the point that you won't even think about it. You just like have it done, which is what we want. That's why like it's like one of the first classes I teach the bow hold, even before teaching how to hold the violin, because then you don't need to worry about this. Okay, so make sure that you're practicing the bow hold every day. If you're practicing every day, by next week you'll be like good for holding the violin. And oh my God, he's like letting a lot of And let's see what I'm forgetting to say. Yeah, so practice a lot with like pencils when your writing arrives. Make sure you're practicing also with the bow facing upwards. Okay. Oh, there's another exercise that's really nice. That's like you hold the bow like this, and then you start moving it like this, like with your arm, so that you start getting used to the weight of it. Something really important is you're not going to be able to hold your bow by yourself. It is going to fall from your hand, and if it hits the floor, it might break. So make sure that when you're practicing the bow hold, that you're the bow like over a bed or a sofa or something, that if it falls, it's going to be um, soft enough to like hold the bow and not let it break. Okay, that's really important. Now, if you're more advanced and you want about an exercise um, to like make you more relaxed and get more control over the bow. So this is something that you can start doing after you're really comfortable with the bow hold. Is you want to go all the way up to the tip and back to the bottom with your fingers. So this is a more advanced thing, but you want to like go down like this and then up to the tip. This is the tip of the bow, and then the difficult part is going back to the frog. But the thing is, you want to do that keeping the bow hold, so all your fingers are round and in the correct distance and everything, but this will give you a lot of mobility as well. Okay, I could barely move my fingers when I first tried this. Okay, so this is a good exercise as well. Now we can't go crazy about this, but the important thing is like hold your bow hold, repeat it, like make sure the thumb is bent like this, that you're touching all your fingers in the correct position. You take it off and put it again. You take it off and you put it again. You take it off and you put it again. Or if you don't have the bow yet, take it off and you put it again. You take it off and you put it again. And you take it off and you put it once more. Okay, the more you do it, the faster you will learn it, and the faster you can move to the next class. Okay, so if you don't have any questions, I don't think we have any questions here. Yeah, we don't. I will end this live stream, and I will see you guys next week with our next class. Okay, so have a great day, great practice section, and I'll see you on our next video. Oh, and if you like this content, consider following me on Twitch or subscribing to my channel on YouTube. I do these classes every Monday 4:30 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time. Okay, and that's it, guys. Have a great night. Now I need to discover how to end this live stream. It's on the camera. Bye bye.